Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, I am Anna Maria and you are watching Miracle Orchids, the place you can learn everything there is to know about growing orchids. Okay, so in this video we are going to work with this Cattleya Panthum Green orchid, which right now it is finishing up her blooms. She needs to be repotted. The older suitables are very dehydrated, so I assume she doesn't have a lot of roots inside the pot. Also, I see the leaves are getting dehydrated. It is the perfect time to repot it anyway, because it has these new roots growing there, and also the orchid is infested with thrips. Not sure if she came with them. You can see the bloom is huge, and it's pretty even now that is fading, but I'm trying to show to you if I can find any. They are super small right now. Look, I can see here one, just here. So it is infested with thrips. I'm going to throw away the bloom now, and the orchid will get sprayed, but just after I'm doing the repotting, because I also want to clean up all these sheets. And remember, if you want to see more tutorials like this 7 days a week, go ahead and click that subscribe button over here so you know when I upload something new. So with that being said, we are going to go ahead and repot it. I know this orchid is potted in, or I thought it was potted in perlite. It seems that it is in perlite and peat, I believe. The medium is super decomposed. This is why she is also starting to have this weird fungal disease. So you cannot imagine how bad this smells. It's almost soil with bark and with perlite, and it's a horrible medium. I believe she doesn't have any roots alive in here, or if there are any, I'm sure they are very sick and they will soon die. I'm happy it has active roots, because that means the orchid will survive. I also need to get rid of this moss from the top. Alrighty, I thought I have seen everything so far on an orchid. This is the most decomposed medium ever, and I am so happy right now that I'm wearing the gloves. I must say, I do not like the orchids which came from Landsbergen Orchidean. The medium is very decomposed, the orchids are not flushed, the roots are not good, so so far every orchid that I bought from them was kind of sickish with fungal diseases, and I do not like that. But I'm sure I will be able to save the orchid. You know what, I'm going to throw up the pot because it's anyway very old. The plastic is already soft and crunchy. So what I'm trying to do, it is to take out all this bad media. Don't forget to sterilize the pruners before. I did that before I started this video. I'm going to take the stake out. Also, you can see how the stake wounded the leaf, so they should have put a less tall one. And that is that. I'm not even sure if I have 2 orchids or only one, so I want to take care not to wound the rhizome if indeed it's only one orchid. here on this other side of the plant I also have new roots. This orchid must be pretty much rootless. That's how the roots look to me, but I'm going to take my precautions and work as gently as I can. We are going to see much better how the orchid looks like once I clean up the sheets, and I will rinse the root system with water, so all the medium will come off. But some of the roots are coming off without even cutting them. That is how decomposed they are. This orchid should have been repotted a few years back actually, but I have just got her, I believe, maximum 1 month ago, actually 2 or 3 weeks ago, from Floreria Design Floral. But as usual they just only sell orchids just after they imported them from Holland, so not their fault. So at this point I'm going to go to the sink and shower the orchid, and I will come back with the orchid when it is cleaned. Okay guys, so here we are back. Unfortunately things don't look really as pretty as I hoped for. I had forgot to cut this dead stake. Okay, so the orchids are pretty much rootless. Here I have some root tips. They look good. Some I broke by mistake, like in this one here. Yeah, I am sure it will recover, because they do have growing root tips and more will appear, like we are seeing. And they were actually 2 separate plants. And this one as well has growing root tips, not many roots alive. These ones are not in very good condition, but they will help a bit the orchid. So that is that. I'm going to use this type of pot. I have received it from my friends from Grodinar.ro, and this is a pretty much self-watering pot. There are 2 pots in the same one. This one has some slits down below, so it will absorb some water, but because here it is smaller in diameter, it will have actually quite a big reservoir, which makes it very good for semi-hydro. And the bottom from this actually almost touches the bottom from the exterior pot, so that is nice. This is a Deco twin pot, which has a 125 millimeters in height and 14 millimeters in diameter. So it looks quite nice, and they actually show to us here how the system should work. So you just fill up the reservoir and the medium will absorb it. This pot is not very expensive also, which makes it very nice for semi-hydro. I'm going now to fill up the interior here down below. And I'm going to try to stake them somehow. In semi-hydro you can safely put 1 or 2 centimeters of the suitable bulb of the Cattleyas more down. They will not rot usually. So I'm going to try to center them a bit, because I will have directions of growth in many sides, and in the middle I'm going to put up the stake, because once I add more medium I will be able to stake the orchids a bit. I'm going to lay this down and put this other division. This should be a good position. And now I'm going to fill up with medium. Okay guys, and this is how the orchid looks like. It is not very stable, but I will stake it properly using some garden ties that will help a lot the orchid establish faster in semi-hydro. Now, as for watering this orchid, you are supposed to fill up the pot, and if you are unsure, this doesn't have window, let's say transparent window, so you see how much water you have or not. So I'm going to get used to it actually by by the weight of the pot. But at first, if you are not sure, you can just take the interior pot out and actually try to see how tall the reservoir should be. So almost half of it should be full of water, which is very nice. Now I'm going to rinse again the pebbles because they are new, and it seems that I did not properly flush them. And I'm going to put some fertilized water, making sure I have plenty of calcium, because the orchid of course is calcium deficient. The medium was super broken down, so very hard for her to absorb any calcium. So for my feeding I will use 250 ppm of MSU fertilizer, 50 ppm of calcium nitrate, and that is actually the calcium from Cana, and about 20 ppm of silicone. That is how I feed my orchids at the moment. So yeah guys, this has been the video for today. Now, because my orchid is infested with thrips, I'm going to spray it. You have seen in the video from yesterday exactly how I sprayed all my orchids. That spraying covered any type of bacteria, fungi, and any type of pests, so that is very good for my orchids. I am sure that any type of pest now will die. I did forget to say to you that I have sprayed the root system of the orchid with hydrogen peroxide 3%, so any snails or snail eggs will die, of course, or actually died already. As for the pot itself, I really like it. It is a sturdy plastic pot. Now it is a bit dirty from my hands, but I will rinse it. It is a sturdy pot, and it will not break if you fall, if you drop it to the floor. Also, it is a very nice color. It doesn't it does combine very nice with the orchid. It is a interesting greenish color, very pretty. And yeah guys, other than this, I'm happy with the quality of the pot. Also, the pot is quite cheap for what it's providing. It is perfect also for semi-hydro, but for traditional medium. If you would want to pot this orchid in traditional medium right now, you could just fill it up with water, leave it to soak for 10 minutes, then take the pot of the orchid out, and then drain the water, and then put it back where it belongs, and that way you have both a decorative pot and an interior pot, so it does you can play a bit with it. I really like this. So right guys, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will be more than happy to answer them for you. Thank you very much for watching, and see you all next time. Bye.